Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum everyone. In this video tutorial, I'm going to talk about how one can actually make processors faster, or you can increase the speed of processor. So there are only three ways by one which can do this thing. So the number one thing that one can do is increase the bus size. Remember, what is the bus size? Bus size is uh, from the last tutorial, we have discussed bus size means the number of bits can be processed in one cycle. So you need to increase the bus size. If you are increasing the bus size, that means you are increasing more number of bits or more number of wirings between the internal component of processor. That means you are increasing the size of processor. The second thing that you can do is the increasing the clock. Clock means, remember, what is a clock? Clock is the number of cycles are being fed or provided to the processor so that it can actually process the more number of bits. And this is due to the reason that we discussed in the last video tutorial is the processing capacity. The processing capacity is the product of the bus size and the clock. So if you increase the bus size, that means you're increasing more number of bits. Of course, it will be increasing the number of bits processed by the processor in 1 second. And the second thing which you are increasing is the clock. So of course, you are feeding the more number of cycles. That means more number of bits processing in each cycles. That means increasing the processing capacity or making the processor faster. But unfortunately, both these terms cannot be increased infinitively, because if you increase the bus size, it eventually increase the size of processor, which we don't want because it is a microprocessor for some meaningful stuff. So if you notice, the maximum size available nowadays is what? 64-bit. So 64-bit is coming since last 20 years and it is not increasing because it will not fruitfully do the job. And the job is here to make the processor faster. And the second thing which we can actually do is a clock. Again, it is not, it cannot be increased infinitively because there's a limit. Clocks are not artificially generated. They are actually naturally available crystals, which can actually generate certain oscillations. If you actually increase the oscillations, they will become unstable and you won't have a stable clock. So a maximum clock that you can find in the market is around 2.1 gigahertz, 3.2 gigahertz, 3.8 gigahertz, 3.7 gigahertz, 4 gigahertz. Maximum you can go up to 5. There are some certain cases which will go towards 5.4 megahertz, but it is with the turbo technology. Turbo technology is something else that we can cover in another video tutorial. But what one must understand that there is a limit on the clock by which you can actually increase the clock. So if you are having limit on the both things, bus size and the clock, that means you cannot make the processor faster further enough. So there comes a third solution, which is basically pipeline. What is pipeline architecture? It does the phenomenal job, and it is the thing which is being utilized since last 20 years to make the processor faster, and I'm going to cover it in the next video tutorial. There are three ways by which one can make faster processors. Increase the bus size. Unfortunately, there's a limit. Increase the clock size. Unfortunately, there's a limit. So the third case, which is still to be explained in this video series, is pipeline architecture. So there are only these three ways by which one can actually make faster processors. I hope you understand this video tutorial and the meaning of and the importance of this video tutorial. If you have any question regarding it, you can post your questions in comment section. Thank you so much for listening.